is going on? Once again, this is Unbounded, the first episode of the 2023 calendar year. Oh my goodness, what's going on? I'm your host, as always, The Truth, aboard Outlier. What's going on, dog?
New year, new year. I was about to say new me, but that's cliche.
New year, same me.
That's cliche.
You already know what it is.
Yeah. New year, different me. It's a different me because, like I said, I don't know if y'all saw the last episode, but your boy's been listening to some new music. Your boy's been different. A lot of things are hitting different.
I'm a bit salty about that though, but carry on.
Yeah, the outlier is he's still the outlier, but he's
Look at me.
the outlier is different. The outlier is different.
All right, who is that? Cause you all right, chill out. Barista, who is that? Because I could tell you are from Busch Gardens. I know that much just by the look at me.
Shout out to King Gold, because if you're talking, I don't know who you're
talking what's about. Good, Giggles?
Yeah.
College football playoffs, man. Let's start there.
I just want to start out by saying I told y'all Max Duggan and TCU weren't playing around. I told y'all that because a lot of people going in there and saying,
take your victory lap.
Because I knew as soon as TCU was going that bad, as soon as not even there, right around championship weekend when everybody was playing for the championship, people are like, oh well, Bama still people were holding out hope for Bama. You know they were because I was sending you all those terrible takes about how Bama should be in there.
No.
Those are some of the worst sports takes I've ever seen.
What's that man's name? Nick Saban has to be sitting here looking like the biggest idiot right now.
He's got to be because he was convinced.
Everybody knew that TCU was going to go down there and get smacked by
everybody.
Michigan.
Was so confident.
I know one person that was probably already ready for Michigan to lose, and he took his victory lap as soon as that game was over.
Here's the thing. I wasn't even going to be
mad. And you.
Here's the thing. It didn't matter to me which way it was going to go. Personally, I kind of think Jim Harbaugh kind of deserves a national title. Because not deserves it, but like Michigan, they've been trying for the last couple of years.
He's brought Michigan a ways, but it's something about Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah,
he can get you all the way there.
Yes, he'll get you there,
and then he'll fall. We saw it here, saw it last year, and we saw this Bowl. What was that? Super Bowl 47.
Yeah, it was 47.
But because we won 48 and then lost 49, so 47.
Yeah, they were close. I'll give them that. But the thing is, I don't even want to talk to Michigan. Shout out to me. First of all, shout out to Michigan. Y'all played the game of your lives. They really did.
Is Mazelov dead or not? I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Y'all played the game of your lives.
Absolutely. Really? Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the Michigan.
Now, there's one player, and it doesn't have to do with this game. There's one player that I feel like has to keep his head down for the rest of the all season.
For the whole week.
The kicker for Ohio State.
Yeah. First of all, bro, we feel we do.
Yo,
I feel bad like that.
That was probably the biggest moment of his life at this moment, and for it to go wide left.
I ain't gonna hold
that jump was like.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Vote blue no matter who.
Jesus. I was watching. Here's my thing. Because I was kind of pulling for Georgia. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was kind of pulling for it because something about it's nothing against Ohio State, but it was just like I was looking up like I don't think they're gonna pull this off. I really don't. I was watching like I don't think they're gonna get this. You know? And so when the kicker came up, I said, he's probably gonna miss, and he's just gonna miss, and then he's either gonna miss.
See, I was at church and I was following it because it was like right around the time we get ready to bring in 2023.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're driving, and it was amazing to see how they drove all the way down.
It was
with everybody injured.
Yes.
Marvin Harrison Jr. injured, the starting running back injured, the starting tight end injured, and you still drive down to give yourself that opportunity to win the
Yes.
game, and just to not get it
Here's
has
what
to be very heartbreaking.
it has to be. Here's what I just thought like, oh well, he's just gonna miss it by like inches or whatever. I'm not thinking he's gonna like, go like
That jump went.
I don't. They were. Here's the worst part, and I don't. I'm pretty sure this hasn't you know fallen short on anybody. They were indoors, my guy.
Ouch. That makes it worse.
They were indoors.
That makes it worse because I'm gonna have to go back and watch the play. And maybe it's just what Adonis does a reaction to it, does his
That's what I'm
commentary
waiting
to it.
for.
I'm waiting for that because if he
Because-
does, I just did a reaction video to the Week 17 commentary, which just went live at 5:15. That's what I'm actually about to go look at now to see what it's looking like. But I would definitely be doing a reaction to that.
Because it's like.
And if you want in, I can set things up. We can get it done here, so we could do it here.
We might as well, because here's something. I gotta see it again, because it's like, it didn't look like a bat. I'm thinking, did he just, like, what happened? I'm watching it in shock. I'm sitting there in the hotel room watching it.
Sometimes it just doesn't go. Sometimes
I
just
know,
misses.
But I'm like, I was like, what? Why? Like, what? It didn't make sense. It was very, very concerning. Anyway, but shout out to Ohio State. Shout out to Michigan. Sorry to everybody who said they were hoping for Ohio State, Michigan.
Hey, shut up! That was me.
Oh, so you're
Yeah, you're talking about me. At me next time.
So it's you. You're everybody.
Yes, I'm everybody. I'm sorry, me.
Yeah, everybody was expecting that. Sorry. I don't know what
It is what it is, man.
But I will say this.
I really hope.
Here's the thing. Both those teams, both Ohio State and Michigan, well, here's one thing both y'all need to look at. Or at least if you're going to watch film of this game. And anyway, y'all didn't have chances to put those games away. It really won't. Y'all had chances to put those games away. And I'm not going to say y'all kind of blew them, but take TC from Michigan, for example. That play that got called back, which you can say it was a touchdown. You can say y'all got hosed or whatever.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you are at the 1 yard line.
That's literally what I was going to say. You beat me by 1 second because I was going to say it doesn't
because
matter.
I was at
Really
B-Dubs when that happened. I told you I was door dashing, so I was actually at B-Dubs when that entire sequence happened. And I was like, okay, they didn't get it. It's all good. They're gonna run it in right here. You're like at the 1 inch line.
Yeah.
Bad handoff. And
which kind of set me, was like, dang, I only think like the dude's only carried the ball 9 times in the regular season. I'm like, that's not. I mean, if it works,
I don't know if I'm giving it to a guy that's not really used to carrying. Like at that point, and here I am armchair calling, but I'm giving it to my most reliable guy, or a quarterback sneak,
or and here's something I've always been a fan of: throw the football.
See, I get ridiculed for that idea because Super Bowl 49. No, because you know I'm right.
No, you're right.
Because when you look at that, when you look at what was given to the Seahawks at that play, we chiseled it on us, attacked me at it. Didn't really realize he was doing it, but still, you got 9 men in the box at the 2 yard line during that play.
Yes.
So 9 men in the box, you're thinking, okay, I'm throwing here, and I think we've done so much dogging the Seahawks for that play. We don't give enough credit to Malcolm Butler for his read. If anything, that was more a great read by Malcolm Butler than anything. Because he said they knew he saw the lineup and knew. And from there, that is great play awareness. And I think Malcolm Butler should be getting more credit for that play than y'all trash my team. That's all I'm gonna say about that. NFL.
One last thing I want to say, and this is mostly to all those people who kept saying, Alabama and the other teams deserve to be in there. How do you like, the logic of it now? Because I'm pretty sure, even after, because I remember even when the playoff was announced, when the teams were announced, people were still like, these are not the four best teams in college football. Well, after watching both of those two games that ended in less than one possession, phenomenal football, if you ask me. I wonder how those people feel now. And if you're one of those people who still feels like, well, I still feel Alabama should get in there, you're D-riding.
You are. But Alabama's going to get in. Alabama's going to get in next year because I don't see them being outside. What is it, top 8?
Yeah, it's going to be top. Well, that's the earliness of it. But I don't see them being outside the top 8 because they finished the season at 5.
Bama's usually within that top 8, within that top number anyway, unless they really, really fall off. So, I mean, even adding the extra teams, I think you're still going to have. There is no absolute way to help to make people happy because even with a 8-team playoff, that number 9 and number 10 seed are going to be looking like, how do they get in the Russ? Because we see it with the NCAA bracket for basketball. There are teams that people will look at. How is it that X and Y Z get in, but they don't, and such?
Well, that's the beauty of the fact that 8 or 64 teams, half of those are automatic bids. Half of them are automatic bids.
Yeah, because even your mid majors, you have automatic bids. Yes. Like Norfolk State's been the last 2 years. I'm predicting we'll probably be going back a third year.
Yeah,
because we've been balling. I haven't seen any updates. I think they're on break right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not like basketball. The big thing in basketball is most of them are automatic, where all you have to do is win your conference. So there's not a lot of argument in college basketball as there is in football. Basketball, you're playing like 30, 40 games.
Fair.
So as you have plenty of time to make your case. Plenty of time to make your case. So when March rolls around, you don't have to, you're not. If you're in, you have reason to be in. If you don't, hey, then. Seriously, if you don't make it into the field of 64 in college basketball, I ain't gonna hold you. That's kind of on you.
Well, there's some really good teams that don't make it either.
I know, but I'm saying
and it does help that you do have the NIT.
Yeah, but I'm saying
and then the CIT.
It's still on you. I'm saying if you're one of the best teams in college football, you're going to do everything you can. Both football and basketball. You can make sure you're going to do whatever you can to get in there, unless you lose a couple games, like Alabama. Like I know we keep bringing them here, like Alabama. Alabama wanted to be in the playoffs so bad. You got to beat LSU. You got to defeat Tennessee.
That's
all they had to do.
They had 2 games where they just fumbled the bag, and now you won your bowl game, which I mean most people nobody's really paying attention to the bowl games outside of these 3 games.
Yeah, I mean maybe the Rose Bowl because it's just the Rose Bowl.
Oh, speaking of the Rose Bowl.
Oh yeah, that first of all y'all run the Cotton Bowl. Relax.
No, I ain't even talking about. I haven't got to USC yet, so hold on. This is a happy moment.
Is it because of Utah?
No, this is because of the Spartan Legion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Shout out to the Spartan Legion. I got a video coming out tomorrow about just me reacting to the field show that they performed this weekend, preparing for the Rose Bowl parade, which was today, and they did amazing. To see the reaction that a lot of other people that probably have never been able to witness that band in person was great to see. Looking forward to their HBCU All-Star performance in February. Legion's on the run, baby. Behold. Now, before we get to the NFL, now I'm going to get upset. Not really, but USC lost. Lincoln, and shout out to Phil Goes for making this tweet. Lincoln Riley's offensive genius is so great that he allows the defense to score. He allows the other team to score.
Explain.
His offense is his team's offense is so great that his defense is garbage.
That explains why the Bedlams were so good.
All I know is we're supposed to be going to what, the Big Ten?
Yeah. Y'all gonna get trash. I ain't gonna
We're gonna score a lot of points.
Yeah. But y'all gonna
Yeah,
get
but
trash.
we gonna get some losing shootouts.
Because that if there's one thing the Big Ten is prides itself on, it's offensive lines and defense. Offensive lines and defense.
So Lincoln Riley, you got to do something to fix that because that defense ain't gonna cut it, fam.
No.
I'm a USC fan that comes from the Lofa Tupus, Lawrence Jacksons,
Ray
Ray Malaluga.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the Clay Matthews?
Yeah.
Boy, that was a defense, man. Clay Matthews, Ray Malaluga. What a time. Dory Jackson too. We've had some great names come from our defense, man. I don't know what's going on right now. Shout out to the offense though.
Well, you guys' offense has always been.
Has not always been. All right, slow down, because just a few
years
ago.
I was gonna say there's always been some sort of gravity behind your offense to an extent.
I don't know about these last 2 seasons before this season, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get to the NFL stuff. Leave me alone. Your boys, you have a chance.
As soon as they won that game Thursday, I was like, you know what? First of all, I didn't even finish watching it because I was. I'm gonna tell you off camera, but like.
I know.
Yeah, that was great, but I figured we were gonna be okay.
It didn't start off too hot, but
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like we say, you can't win a game in the first, second, or third quarter. You got to win it in the fourth.
Yeah, I'm not. It's more. I'm gonna say I'm not surprised the Bucks made it to the playoffs, but a lot of people are probably saying that that's the team we're gonna face. So that's what
I don't know.
Saying.
I don't know.
That's what they're saying.
Because
that's what they're saying. And I don't know who we're gonna play.
Y'all might not have to face the Bucks.
I don't know. I just hope
y'all might be facing one of the wild card teams.
Yeah.
Because right now, you guys still have a chance to win the division.
Yes, we do.
Which would be the first time that a team in the NFC East has won the division back to back since the Eagles in the early 2000s.
Right.
When the Eagles was going back and forth to the NFC Championship and getting clapped. I think it was like 03, 04, yeah. 02, 03. And so that would be big. Because I think Jalen Hurts isn't coming. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be playing Sunday. Let me look. But Chisel Adonis was saying on his commentary that Jalen Hurts is not going to be back.
For the playoffs?
Okay, so now, according to Sports Illustrated, Jalen Hurts is reportedly expected to return from injury on Sunday as Eagles look to secure the number 1 seed in the NFC. So there's a lot on the line here. Now
they have to play. Now they have to. They can't.
Now, if they would have got the job done yesterday, everything would have been secured thanks to the Packers. Yeah. We'll get to the Vikings in a second because we got to laugh at them. So now
are the ones to play the Bucks and the Vikings beat the Bucks. I'm laughing.
Hold your horses on the Vikings, because now we need to look at the standings. Let's look at the playoff picture, because I think things are going to get real interesting this week. Because it isn't so the Packers control their destiny.
Yes,
the Packers win Sunday night, they're in, regardless of what happens the rest of the day. Now, if the Lions win. Mm-hmm. They are going to rely on the Seahawks. If we beat the Rams and the Lions actually play hard to beat the Packers, we're in. If we lose, that game on Sunday night will be for the 7th seed. Now, for the NFC For the AFC, right now, the number one seed is not called yet. Now, the Bills have to win tonight. If the Bills win tonight, they will be back in the first place spot.
Yeah.
And then all they would have to do next week is win. Now, if the Bills lose here, it's still not guaranteed. Because the Bills, I believe, are going to have the advantage over the Chiefs because they won. So the Chiefs would still have to win next week, and I think they are probably going to be playing. Who are the Chiefs playing? The Raiders, who are out. So that first and second seed are really going to be up for grabs. The Bengals, I don't think really have that much chance of getting to the first seed. Even if they do win, I think it would be them winning out, and then the Chiefs losing next week as well as the Bills lose next week. The Chargers will have the.
Shout out to the Chargers for getting in.
Yeah, so the Chargers actually have the first wild card spot. Well, actually, look at that. There's only one spot left in the AFC, and that's going to be determined Sunday, Saturday. Wow, that'll be determined Saturday at 8:15 between the Titans and the Jags.
Wow.
So the Titans and Jags are going to be fighting for that fourth spot in the playoffs. Since the division leader always gets the top four seeds, even if you are under 500, which is not looking like it's going to happen because all the Jags have to do is win, and they'll be 9-8. I got the Jags winning though because the Titans are looking bad right now. Josh Dobbs is their starting quarterback for this game, I believe. Derrick Henry didn't play last week, so I don't know if he's playing again this week or I haven't heard anything about him. So it always going to come down to if Derrick Henry plays. If Derrick Henry plays and they play against the Jags, there's a good chance that Derrick Henry could go off and win that game. We actually have two Saturday games. The Chiefs and Raiders play Saturday. I don't think that's really going to matter much. On to the NFC. The Eagles need to win to clinch the one seed and the division. 49ers have the division and could clinch the first seed. I believe if they win, if they win against the Cardinals and the Eagles lose, they get the first seed. All with a quarterback that was the last pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings will probably have the third seed. Or, they would have the third seed either way. Well, maybe. Cowboys are 5 as of now. The Buccaneers have the 4th seed, clinching the division. The 6th seed is already clinched by the Giants. And the 7th seed right now is being held by the Seahawks. The Packers, however, could jump from 9 all the way to that 7th spot just by winning. The Lions would have to win with the Seahawks losing, and that'll be it. That's basically the picture for the playoffs. Now, a few dummies of the week. We got a few dummies in the NFL for this week.
Dummy, yeah.
Dummy number 1.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Ron Rivera. Yeah. Ron Rivera was asked about starting Sam Howell in the event that the Commanders would be eliminated after losing their game Sunday.
Speaking of the Commanders, should we also talk about the other?
Okay, we have 3 dummies. No, that's not really a dummy. That's just stupid.
I was saying, can we all?
Yeah, you talk about Tutty? Right? Yeah, we're going to talk about Tutty. We'll talk about Tutty. Okay. So, Ron Rivera was asked about starting Sam Howell if they were eliminated, which they were because the Packers destroyed the Vikings, which I haven't forgotten about you, Vikings. Did he ask, we're going to get eliminated? So he didn't realize that they were on the brink of elimination. So, dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was my second dummy? What was it the Vikings that was my second dummy? Whatever. The Vikings. The Vikings right now are 12-4.
Yes, they are.
If the Vikings do not win this week's game by at least 20 points,
That's what they have to do, or they just got to win.
they have to win by at least 20 or 21 points to have a plus scoring difference. They are in the negative in the scoring difference right now. I actually had to look this up. I'm gonna pull this up for you. When I saw this stat, I was like, "How in the world are you this high ranked up with not only a negative scoring difference, but the worst scoring defense?" The Vikings have scored 395 points while allowing 414 points. So they need 20 points. They need to win by 20 in order to have a positive scoring difference. That was an interesting stat to me. I don't know why. And I know that y'all blew them out.
Yes.
The Packers blew them out. I mean, somebody else blew them out too.
Because half were losses, right?
Most of their wins have been by one score.
And that's been incredible.
The only win I've seen that they've won by more than one score was week 1 against the Packers.
I'm not gonna lie, that's been incredible to watch.
Yeah, it's been a very, very entertaining watch. But those blowouts add up, man. And like you said, if whoever plays the Vikings is going to come down to can you blow them out, it seems like, because playing a close game against the Vikings just gives them enough room for Mr. Icy, Kirk family member Cousins to win the game. I mean, they had the biggest comeback in regular season history. So I mean, it's been an entertaining season. Just the defense has been not good. Not good at all. At least they had Jay Jettis, who was shut down last week. Now, Tutty.
Dummy. Yeah. Hey,
Suddy,
this is three. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
What is his name?
Yeah.
Major Tutty? Was it Major Tutty?
I don't know.
Captain Tutty?
They need to get that.
It was some officer ranking. I know that much.
Pretty sure.
Is it Major Tutty? Now, honestly, looking at it, I understand the pig. The pig makes perfect sense for this team.
Yeah.
Major Tutty. Knowing the halls and everything. But everything else around it, Major Tutty was probably the worst thing you could think of. And it was probably the worst thing they've done all year. And they made that Sean Taylor memorial.
See, here's the thing about Dan Snyder. I think we're not getting about Dan Snyder. He is not one of those people who when he realizes he's down, he's gonna try and get out while he still can. And if anything, this is what I'm realizing about him. He's gonna keep going and keep digging himself.
He's Vince McMahon
into a bigger hole. It's not getting better.
He is Vince McMahon for football.
Because that's how.
You remember when Vince McMahon, the allegation came out for Vince McMahon, and what did Vince McMahon do?
The first thing he did appeared on Monday Night Raw to basically say, "We're family.
We're in this together.
We're all in this together
forever." And
all the Twitter was like, "We who? Like who? Like, are you speaking French?" They said, "Who?" They said, "Who? Like, is there an owl? Is there?"
And I heard that the team is for sale for the asking price of $7 billion.
Which there's got to be somebody. There's easily somebody.
I mean, I think the price. I think the price is about right. I mean, the
Yeah.
franchise is still very valuable.
Yes.
No matter how horrible no matter how horrible the condition of the stadium is,
Yes.
no matter how bad the press has been for the team over the last 2-3 years, I think there is still a high value for this team.
You can.
And right
still
now,
make
somebody
something
needs to step in and take this franchise because the amount of bad press that this team has been getting since 2020 is almost comical. It's getting to the point where I feel the same way I fought for the Lions over the last few years. I'm starting to feel that way for Washington.
You can make something out of this team. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You just
You have
gotta
an
get it in the
amazing
right
defense.
hands. Yes.
Really, the biggest issue with Washington right now
Is ownership. Is who owns
well,
the team.
On the field is the quarterback.
Yes. Quarterback and who owns the team.
And yeah. I think Sam Howell can be that guy.
Or
We
Taylor
just haven't
Heinicke.
seen him. Taylor Heinicke, I think Taylor Heinicke is going to bounce, man. They did Taylor dirty this season. Taking him out for one bad game. Taylor Heinicke had been a guy that the team had seemed to rally around. The fans that rallied around for years.
I certainly did. I remember.
No, when he went out there and had that game in the wild card against the Buccaneers. Taylor Heinicke, if I'm not mistaken, played the best game out of any quarterback against that defense that playoffs.
Yeah, I was
that
actually
game,
thinking he was going to pull it off.
He played decent, and then the next week it was Drew Brees in his last game got destroyed. Aaron Rodgers wasn't the worst, and then Pat Mahomes. Oh my gosh. That's it. I had nothing else to say about how bad that was. Oh my gosh, what's the reaction to that?
I remember watching that thinking like he's gonna get it, right? Like he's gonna like I was
waiting for the comeback.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I was like, well, all right, Pat Mahomes is playing horrible now. Somewhere in here,
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Taylor Heinicke. I'm thinking like somehow, some way Taylor Heinicke is gonna make this work, and he's gonna come back and pull this off.
I didn't think that. I was just impressed with how well he played because I knew that Washington's team wasn't ready.
No, I'm just saying.
But it was impressive to see
I thought he was gonna
him
somehow
fight so hard.
I thought he was gonna pull it out somehow. I really did. That's how much I didn't like Tom Brady. I was like, that's how much I didn't want him to pull that off because. That's how much I didn't want him to pull that off, like because it was the first season. Man. First season he got to Tampa, they're already all over. Here's the thing: the Bucs getting in the playoffs is like if the Bucs. I need whoever plays the Bucs. I need them to beat them because we're once again in that position.
We're going to discuss this.
Well, I said it to you, and he's right. First of all, he's right.
He's right.
No, he's right.
So let's not screw. We're going to discuss.
He's right in the sense. First of all, for those who don't know what we talk about, there's a user on TikTok named @JWilliamJ, who's great kid, very knowledgeable. The video, what he's talking about is he's basically saying in the video, don't take dating advice.
Period. Just stop there. Stop there. Full stop.
Here's the thing. He's not saying, he's not making it a political thing about all that. He's saying don't take dating advice from this type of person, which he's completely fair.
Yeah.
It's completely
and here's my thing. So if you don't know who we're talking about Andrew Tate.
Yes.
Who Andrew Tate was arrested on some allegations. I heard different things. The one that's being said out to the media is trafficking. I've heard money laundering.
Right. The one I heard
I have my personal opinion, so I'm like, okay, so if they get this guy on it, can we get people that's on the list? The list, but I know that's not going to happen. And if it's money laundering, can we get some information on SBF? But when it comes to Andrew Tate, I kept real quiet on it because everything that led up to it. So my first thoughts when everything started because he was going at Greta Thunberg.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you're like 40.
Yes.
Greta's like
19.
I think she's still a minor.
That's fine. I
really think she's still a minor, dog.
No, because she made that speech when she was like 16. That was before the pandemic.
Ain't no way.
That was before the pandemic.
I really. Oh wow, she is 19.
I told you, bro.
So even still, Greta's still a teenager.
Yeah, she's still.
She is just
Yeah.
barely an adult,
Yes.
and it's still things if she were American that she couldn't do because of
Yeah.
her age.
Right.
So I was already like, dude, this is weird
Beneath you.
behavior
It's beneath you.
for you to even be going back and forth with her.
Yeah, that's
Now,
that was
if you
the
don't
first
agree with her ideology, that is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You have that right to disagree with her.
absolutely.
But for you to really target her, when I'm pretty sure there's people within your age group that you can target, like there are so many other people, and it doesn't even have to be in a climate situation, like climate change situation. There are so many progressives that you can attack, and it'd be okay. It is what it is. But you go at Greta, and I don't know too much about Greta outside of the things I've been told about her. Same thing with Andrew Tate. Only thing I know about Andrew Tate is the things I've seen and things I've been told. So for him to go at her, I was like, "This is weird behavior. I don't."
Very weird behavior.
And then he gets arrested. And somebody made a good point. Did you know his dad was an agent in the CIA?
I didn't know.
Yeah, his dad was a CIA agent.
Didn't know that.
So it was brought to my attention that this could be a possible situation where he is a controlled opposition.
You know, looking at him, that's not surprising.
So I was like, okay,
I ain't
because
gonna
it
lie.
makes so much sense because
Yeah,
you
like-
do need if you're going to control things like that, you need that.
Yeah,
And honestly, I think Elon is too.
just people who get paid, who get controlled to just be.
Three top.
Yeah.
I think three of the top control ops right now. Yay, Elon. Okay, four. I got four. Yay, Elon, Trump,
Yeah,
Andrew Tate.
I think that's a very solid list. Very solid. Very
Like
solid.
I'm like, there are things that Ye said that I agree with, but then you look at the full scope. I was like, something fishy. Same thing with Andrew Tate. There are things that I've seen that I was like, okay, that sounds like it makes sense. And then what happens last week happens. I'm like, fishy. We've seen the whole Trump situation. If you looked at what you saw the Dave Chappelle short on SNL,
Yeah,
what he said about Trump and why people support Trump makes perfect sense. He's saying, look what they're doing, but I'm doing it too. He basically snitched on himself. So did Ye. And so that's why I'm starting looking at him. And then when I saw that clip about Andrew Tate's father being in the CIA, his father evidently learned, I forget which language it was, quicker than anybody else. I was like, okay, you basically told me everything I need to know about you right now. But like Jay Williams, what is his name again?
J. William J.
Jay William J was saying, don't take dating advice from anybody.
That's lit.
Like, it doesn't even have to be Andrew Tate. We've seen it with what's that? Derek Jackson,
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels.
Just,
Kevin Samuels might have been with Chris Rodham too, as far as I know. But don't take dating advice from any of these people, especially when you know how many of these people have been in like long lasting marriages. Andrew Tate's not married.
no. As far as I know, Kevin Samuels.
I think Kevin Samuels was in like 2 divorces.
Exactly.
Derek Jackson has been cheating on his wife for like a brick.
So yeah,
they just separated, and he evidently is getting a new chick every other week.
which I mean, like, is this like? Here's one way I learned.
What? Like, who are you people looking at for your dating advice?
Here's how I learned.
That
I have a take that I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back.
But what was I about to say? If you need dating advice, go to somebody that you know has been married for more than 30 years. Now, I know I can go to my mom. She was married for right around that time period, like 29 in like a few days. They went the distance. My grandfather was just short 50. People that you know have been in the thick of it for a very, very long time. Don't go to these YouTube personalities. I know it's an easy grift. I was talking to a girl and she was like, these relationship podcasts, it's so easy to basically get views off of it. It's quite hilarious. But yeah, that's all I got on that, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I learned it that way too. You know, so I took a lot of dating advice, looked at it, but then I did some internal, and I just say, you know what, we're just gonna send it, just put ourselves out there one day. Look where I'm at now.
Happy, my boy, happy. What else you got?
Uh, I had something wrestling related, but I forgot.
Oh, I know
Oh,
Mercedes.
shout out to
Shinsuke.
yeah,
Shinsuke
setting the tone for the new year
Absolutely.
as far as entrances go.
We'll see Mercedes shows up. Mercedes is supposed to show up on tomorrow.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom.
At Wrestle Kingdom. That's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night.
The morning of the 4th.
The morning of the 4th. So that is Thursday morning.
Yeah. So.
No, Wednesday morning.
Yeah. Shout out to.
I think that's why AEW made that announcement that they would have more information about their special tag partner for Dynamite on the 11th.
Yeah. Shout out to.
Because I think Mercedes is showing up at that show.
I guess shout out to the Elite for trying to do the whole 3-in-1 comeback. Although I sensed that was coming.
I saw it coming as soon as they lost. What was it? Match 5.
Yeah, but then there's that, and then what we're gonna see.
Match 4, my fault.
But shout out to Leo for being in that Wrestle Kingdom. Leo Rush.
Wrestle Kingdom is going to be very, very stacked, man. Very stacked.
Other than that, I'm good.
All right, with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Peace, love, pop stars. Remember, drink your water. See y'all next time.
Yeah.